He wants to have a family with me. So we decided to start our immigration process to get to America. I caught him cheating on me. I start breaking down at that time. He tries to make me literally a fool, a dumb. I have a whole conversation with them sneaking on the back part of their workplace and kissing each other. I just received an email from him today that as soon as this annulment gets approved, he will stop giving us, like, he's just literally giving us $100 per week.
Our next caller moved to America for love.
The love of a 67-year-old man.
Now she's facing an immigration fight and trying to keep her son in America.
Let's see if we can't help her. All right, Maid Marian, you are having some relationship issues, I think is a safe way to frame it. Tell me what's going on.
So I came from Philippines and I met this guy like 2021 during pandemic.
Okay.
After my travel from Kuwait, I worked there.
How'd you meet him?
I'm sorry?
How did you meet him? Did he come to the Philippines or did you meet him online?
Online. We met online on a dating app. He's way older than me and he's
Shocking.
half my age. Yes. I'm 31. He's 67. It's not usual for you here, but
67-year-olds are known quantity. Go ahead.
I know. And after a couple of months of talking, he came to Philippines to meet me. And then after that, we decided he wants to have a family with me and my son. So we decided to start our immigration process to get to America.
Okay.
And then this year, January 20, we arrived here in America, got married February 1. And then March, I caught him cheating on me.
How'd you catch him cheating on you? Messages?
The first time I caught, like, before that, I started to notice, like, even when he's sleeping, he puts his phone under his pillow. And then when he comes home, instead of, talking to me, hugs me, or, ask my day, have a small conversation, how was his work, he actually goes to the bathroom right away. So, and he comes home.
Well, he is 60. He's 67.
Yeah.
He's.
And honestly, that's just marriage in general. I mean,
Yeah.
The phone under the pillow though. That's your Sherlock. You're on the right page there. But the 67-year-old man using the bathroom, I keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but when you started to be with, living with a man, you can actually feel the difference.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So he started to, even if he sees me in the couch sitting, waiting for him to hug me or kiss me, he didn't do that. He just because our living room, he just passed me, like waiting, like I was waiting for him on the couch. He just passed by me, go directly to the bathroom, like he doesn't even see me.
He
is 67. He might have some vision issues.
Did he deny it? Because has this happened once or twice? Did he deny it when you asked him about it?
Yeah, he denies it. He was like, I was so tired. I have I don't have time for this, so I just let that through. So One night, we had a small argument. I asked him to buy me something from Amazon. So he got mad about it because he's starting to tells me to, like, this is not a good time. And I don't know, I was just got upset because I want to look myself good for him.
Sure.
Yeah. So
are you more upset about the cheating or the not buying you stuff on Amazon?
No, before that,
Yes.
it was like we were in bed and he opens his phone because he tries to set an alarm for him to get to work in the next morning.
Okay.
I saw this text with a kiss emoji. So I asked him, like, who was that? Why that person sent you a kiss emoji? And he was like telling me that it's his granddaughter from California, from his sister. He explains to me like that. I was like, you have granddaughters, you have grandchildren around the area. They're not even sending you the same messages. I didn't know that he already started dating that woman when I got that messages. I start breaking down at that time, he actually booked me a ticket back to the Philippines.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, I tried, like, this was my first marriage. Even if what I think is true, this is my first marriage. I want to make this work.
You sound like very genuine, like you've done nothing wrong here. Wait, so
did he admit the dating?
Did he admit?
No, the first time I caught him, he didn't admit it, and it was just like he tries to make me literally a fool, a dumb. Because
but you caught him a second time.
Yeah, I caught him a second time.
And did you actually catch him, or again like an emoji or something? You actually have proof that this dude's cheating?
Yeah, I caught messages.
What'd you explain exactly what you caught?
Sorry, I was just like having a hard time.
I know.
Processing my words because I'm not used to speak English.
No problem.
You're doing it. Your English is perfect.
Fantastic.
You're doing an incredible job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So there's this one night that I can't sleep because he snores a lot.
He's 67. Can you? No, I'm kidding.
So I just think of like what if I just open his phone and maybe I can find someone. I was like trying to prove what I'm thinking, and if I can find anything, then fine.
Sure.
So when I open his phone,
he doesn't have a password on his phone.
He has, and all this time I didn't know his password. But when there's this time that he lay on my lap and he opened his phone, and when he typed in the password, I actually type it in my phone.
I want to pause. I just want to pause 1 second. Does your wife know the password to your phone?
She does.
My wife knows my password.
My wife knows
she has the Face ID.
Yeah.
She can't remember the numbers.
You know
so
what's
I
funny
just
though?
got
My
the
kids
Face
don't
ID.
know the password, but I was asleep one time and my kid held the phone up to my face and opened the phone and started doing stuff on the phone.
Wow.
So I'm not sure the Face ID.
Okay, so you open the phone.
Yeah.
You've got the password.
So I just want to say that it is unusual that the husband would have a lock and not let you know. I feel like that's a red flag. I feel like that's a red flag. If you're married,
I
feel
have friends who have separate bank accounts.
Heidi,
all the money.
Producer Heidi in the back is agreeing with me. Heidi, you know your husband's password?
Absolutely. I think it's
get in the
sketchy
comment section. Get in the comment section right now. Do you know the password, if there is one, to your spouse's phone or girlfriend or boyfriend?
And if you think your spouse doesn't have a phone,
you're 67.
I travel, and so when I got married, we both said, I go, look, we have to trust each other. Mm-hmm. Here's everything.
Yeah.
We have joined everything, bank accounts, we can see everything and stuff. Mm-hmm. Here's my one question. Yeah. Why do you care? He's 67. Somebody else is actually doing the hard work of having to have sex with this guy. Why don't you just sit back, enjoy life with your son, and let him go do what he does and live life? That's marriage. I mean,
she signed up for a real relationship and she wasn't getting that. Is that right? Maid Marian? Yeah.
By the way, 67 and he's doing multiple accounts. That guy's a player.
Where
I'm
does he
60,
get?
and I'm 60. I'm married. I'm traveling, and my favorite part of the travel is sleeping alone in a hotel room. I'm amazed when somebody has a second family, like in a different town. You're like, are you a masochist? Why would anyone do this to themselves?
It's a lot of energy.
Terrible.
Oh, he has a more background aside from mine. I just gave him a chance.
What do you mean more background?
Well, before I met him, he was married 44 years. He has 3 wonderful kids.
Okay.
And he cheated on his wife for 6 years. He hid his daughter in Russia for 6 years. Not until this kid died and he had a breakdown and he ended up telling his wife.
So
his Russian,
he had
out
a
of wedlock
secret
kid.
Russian child.
Yes.
I'm starting to not like this guy.
By the way, it's a docuseries starring Ewan McGregor coming soon to Paramount Plus. This is a wonderful story, by the way.
This is heart-wrenching.
So he bought you a one-way ticket to the Philippines and just handed it to you? How did that happen?
When he bought me that ticket, he actually asked me if I really wanted to go or work the marriage. But when I asked my son if he wanted to go to Philippines, he ended up crying. He doesn't want to leave America. He loves it here. He loves his friends. So
okay, how old is your? Let's talk about your son for a second. You introduced the son. You have a son.
Yes, he's 9 years old.
Okay, where was he born?
In the Philippines.
Okay, and that's a different father, not the 67-year-old, right?
Yes,
okay.
He came here with a K2 visa.
Okay.
Can you get citizenship you're married, right? So can't you apply for citizenship as a spouse and the son?
Yes.
How does that work?
Let's dive into that because I think that's a central part of the question here. But right before we do that though, let's get to the current circumstance. Go ahead.
Okay. So he's filing for annulment right now. He's making the marriage that it doesn't exist at all, and I have the risk of not getting approved with my immigration processes, because since this marriage, if it gets approved, it will look like I wasn't even married.
Diamond, do you know what an annulment is?
Yes.
That's okay. That's why you're here. Do you know what an annulment is?
Yes, it's like
I'm asking one of our guests who's a younger person if she knows the words, because sometimes as lawyers we use a lot of legal terms, and so I'm trying to make sure everyone that's listening at home understands it. So an annulment is different than a divorce. An annulment basically means the marriage never happened. It was not a valid marriage. A divorce is how you separate a marriage that went bad, basically, and it's different sets of laws. So you two agree to get divorced, but instead of sending you divorce paperwork, he sends you an annulment.
Yes.
Now, he has a lawyer, I'm assuming?
He has a lawyer.
Okay. How long ago did he send you this paperwork for the annulment, and then what did you do with it?
I received the annulment this week.
Okay.
But on the paper, it dated as August 28th.
Okay.
Does it say in the paperwork what the reason is for the annulment?
Yeah, it states there that I fooled him, basically.
Could you read it to us?
Yeah, I'll just grab it.
Yeah,
Sure.
just the part that says about the fooling part. And just as a little context for some of our folks, Josh, great definition on annulment. Every state's a little different, so that some have time frames, some have a long list of reasons, some have a short list of reasons. Why annulment versus divorce? For example, fraud or duress is one of those reasons. In Missouri, bigamy, already legally married to someone else, so you can't be married twice, or if they're underage, lack mental capacity, then they want to put people back in the circumstance of before this wrongful marriage occurred, right? And then in Missouri, there's actually no time limit. In a lot of states, you have to do within a year or 30 days or 3 years or something like that. So there's a little bit more flexibility, but oftentimes it's very much more extreme because they want people to know, like, if you got married and got divorced, like, it happened, but sometimes there's a window or certain circumstances where it can be annulled, so you can reset the status. Here, though, and it's not uncommon, though, very technical issue, you've got an annulment that would screw up the immigration process that keys off of being married for a certain period of time. So, Maid Marian, go ahead and keep telling us what you got.
How long have they been married? Because it's not like a lemon law where you turn the car in 3 days. So they've been married 9 months.
You got married in January?
No, in February 1.
So 8 months.
I decided to get separated with him May 17.
Okay. And there's no time limit.
Oh, you got married. Oh, then she separated quickly, though.
They very quickly. Yeah.
That's tricky.
Let's read it. Let's hear exactly what his lawyer says.
It says here that petitioner herein allege that an annulment is appropriate in this situation based on Missouri's long-standing recognition of fraud as a basis for annulment. And he also alleged that me falsely represented interest in the marriage for the cause that no reasonable person would have caused a separation based on wholly unfounded allegations. And
so he's denying that he's cheated, and he's saying in writing that you're a liar, and he's trying to undo the whole thing. So I think that you're in a fight.
I know.
So sometimes it's hard to accept that, but he's thrown the first punch.
But your proof is text messages.
Yeah. Let's go back to the proof.
That's not gonna fly.
It can.
Can it?
It can.
If the text message is like, "Thank you for inserting your penis into my body," I guess. But if it's just text messages, it's like, "Oh, it's great to see you," and a kissy emoji.
That will not be enough.
No.
No, I have a whole conversation with them, sneaking on the back part of their workplace and kissing each other.
And you have screenshots of that or a video
Kissing?
of it?
Is that?
I have screenshots.
Okay. Yeah.
You didn't think?
Is it the kind of business where kissing in the back room is normal?
What's the job?
Yeah, they're both working in Amazon here in Brooklyn.
Like corporate, or like he's in a warehouse at 67?
I don't know. He's an security manager, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
What
Security
state?
But
manager.
she tried to separate, right? You tried to separate from him.
She kicked him out when
The
and they
second time she
separated
caught him
after the
cheating.
second time catching him cheating.
You didn't.
I
You
don't
didn't think
think
maybe I
it's
should
the
get
second.
citizenship and then kick this dude out? I mean, this is a
There's a practical point
there's
here.
a practical
there is.
point here.
There is.
Like, I mean, it does feel like there were maybe some ulterior motives in the whole thing.
Or
Not to play the
there's-
devil's advocate.
There's room for him to say that.
Yes,
there are.
of course there is.
Right.
Yeah.
And my what I will tell you is that the timing here, you've got a little bit of an uphill battle, or at least some bumps here. The proof is very important. I would say that if you talked to a family law attorney or an immigration attorney, they're going to tell you get a private investigator to follow him. Because if you can get some more proof of showing that he was unfaithful, it will help. But the timing is very tight because
Yeah.
here's I want to play devil's advocate for a second here, and so this is what the husband's lawyer is going to say.
I will play God's
They
advocate.
They texted. They met on this dating app. She already had a kid. She said that she was going to come here. That we were in love. All these things were great. She understood my past and everything else like that. But then she got here, and less than a month later, we get married. But then shortly thereafter, all of this jealousy and everything comes up as a pretext so that she can get out of the marriage. Here's the number one argument on the opposite side is, I'm screwed on my immigration status, right? Like, I would not have moved my kid here and come all the way over here and married someone just to immediately get the boot because I didn't stay married to them long enough. So I think...
Wait, did you just go into God's advocate while devil's
I
advocate?
did,
I was
I
over here
did.
waiting. I was preparing I was gonna have a halo effect.
I'm
I was
sorry.
Here's my defense for the other dude to go, like, how many 67-year-old dudes are you seeing making out in the back room? I'm 60. I can't even tell you how long ago that was. Like, nobody's making out in the break room at 67. It's not like the greeter at Walmart's
This
like,
guy
hey,
is.
can you cover my shift
This
at the
guy-
front
this
door?
guy is.
This guy
I don't
is.
buy it.
This guy had a secret Russian
don't
child.
buy it.
This guy had a woman from the Philippines. He brought her over. This guy has the sex drive of someone who's never drank a microplastic. Okay, like this guy has a well water. This guy's a bad guy. I want you to know, caller. I 100% believe you.
How
I
well-
100% believe you.
How well off is it?
There
Where's
are
his
more
wealth?
to that. Like, if you just know, there are like way more to that.
I believe it.
Is he
This is
wealthy?
shocker.
Did he, like, was it just like
This
he
is
sent
an
tickets?
important.
And
This is a question.
Is
I
he
had.
wealthy?
How much money does he have?
I don't know.
What kind of house does he live in? What kind of car does he drive? Is
He's
he wearing a
renting,
suit to
but
work?
He's renting. He has a 2021 Jeep Cherokee.
Okay.
This guy fucks.
That guy
How
bangs.
many miles?
He's
How
going
many
up to
miles?
you.
Okay, hold on. What state do you live in?
Brooklyn.
Missouri.
Well,
So-
we know the wealth of Missouri is pretty huge, so it's obvious he's pretty well off.
Being from Missouri myself and family that lives in and around Springfield,
Really
and
see
having
it in the
dated
eyes.
some girls in Springfield, which is where Brad Pitt is from,
That's true.
by the way, I will tell you he's not wealthy.
I'm from New Hampshire. He's the same boat. He's not
Does he go to Bass Pro Shop?
Okay, the reason why we're look. The reason why we're asking these questions, besides it being kind of funny, and we, if he has $1 million, then you should be getting a loan or borrowing money from family to get lawyers to fight this to make sure that it goes to divorce and not annulment. If he has $30,000 of credit card debt and 3 more secret Russian children, there might not really be assets. So there's 2 different analysis here. It's what, if anything, is there in the divorce, and you only were married for months, so that's not going to be much. But then the separate thing is, how does this affect your immigration status, right? And so right now, do you have like a temporary green card or something? Like what do you have?
No,
You have
no,
just the
nothing.
K1.
just the K1.
I don't understand K1. I know green card. Can you guys explain?
It's
Do you
a
know K1?
fiancé
I
visa.
know the little bit of it. It's like the 90-day fiance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Visa. So like you come
Yes.
here with the intent to get married, and then as long as that goes well, you can stay.
Here's my biggest concern with this whole thing: is there is a 9-year-old young man
Yes.
whose life is in the balance of what's about to happen. As a father of a 9-year-old, that's where all my empathy goes.
I think that's the biggest argument, that
For
this
her.
guy really cheated on her. It's like, if this was some
Yeah,
scam,
I
she
wouldn't do
would have
this.
waited longer.
Is there a way to amicably, with this gentleman, maybe say, listen, if this doesn't work out or something, I mean, I don't want to drag my son back. I've dragged him here. Is there a way to maybe do this and go, look, can we not do this just yet? Let me get my citizenship.
Yeah.
And then there'll be no monetary concerns.
It's dangerous.
Here's why I'm going to tell you.
It's very dangerous language.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
very practical, but the reason why it's dangerous is because the entire purpose of the K-1 is to support good faith marriages.
legitimacy
Yeah.
of the
So
marriage,
if you essentially go, now we're going to live the majority of the and it's a 2-year period. But the good news is there is already a process in play. You're not the first one who's had things go bad during the 2-year period of when you could get it. And you can literally, like, the standard is K-1 visa divorce, 10-year rule. If you are a divorced, the U.S. citizen spouse before the 2-year conditional period ends, as long as you can prove that the marriage was entered into in good faith. Yeah. So what does that mean? It's not just, you got to have a complete story. You moved here, you've had all these messages, you talked, you blah, 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 you made all these things, you sold your home, or you ended your lease in the Philippines, you moved all the way here, you upended your entire life, you got married, he's cheating, you've got evidence of it, he's not faithful, whatever the reasons are, right? But if you don't have a good ending story, then it's going to raise the same question that Jamie and I both were thinking, which is, man, that was quick. So I'm just telling you, it's an uphill battle. You do need to get, there are immigration law services in Missouri. We're going to get you some of those. There are some immigration attorneys we can help you with on that. Make sure you're keeping backups of any of this evidence. We'll get you those folks to talk to. Are you working right now?
No, like, I'm on the edge. I just received an email from him today that as soon as this annulment gets approved, he will stop giving us, like, he's just literally giving us $100 per week.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
insane.
So what you most likely do not want to do the annulment, because that will make life a lot harder for you on the immigration side. Wait to talk to the immigration attorney, but it's going to make it a lot harder. Saying that you're not going to go for the annulment, but you are going to want a divorce, you're going to want to talk to them through an attorney, especially given the language difference and that he's taking this aggressively. What that will likely do is reveal the motives. He wants an annulment just to screw with you, or because he wants the annulment to occur and he really wants that to happen, and you can get your legal status figured out, like get a job, get a visa, a different visa, whatnot. That might be the out. Or you do just get the divorce and he realizes, okay, I'm going to have to pay some money so that you can then go get a job. Did you work in the Philippines? Do you have certain skills? Is there a certain industry you can work in?
Oh, before I met him, I was currently applying at that time for a factory worker in Korea, but he told me that he doesn't want my child to be away from me, and it's so hard because he grew up in a foster home and he knows how it feels like to be away from a mother. So he insisted.
The guy's just gonna say whatever he needs to say to get laid.
Is there any way this also resolves, to go like, can we give it another chance? Maybe go to marriage count. I mean, is that off the table? Like, there's no chance.
You needed a lawyer. Okay, this is not a thing that we can fix for you today. We can help advise you, and we can point you in the right direction. I think that there might be a conversation that your lawyer can have, which goes, "Hey, we're prepared to fight. We're not going to justify the annulment. Let's give a cooling off period here and see if okay, you're saying there wasn't cheating. Okay, great. Let's give an evaluation period for us to see." I don't know. It's very delicate language. Maybe we're better off not wasting our resources fighting each other. Maybe there's some type of compromise, but you need a lawyer to be negotiating that for you.
And for the
100%.
immigration side, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the very basics are going to be, and literally the first question you do need to ask, and this is just because when you get in front of the judge and they go, what did you do to try to make this work?
Yeah.
You've got to demonstrate that you tried to make it work. Because if you tried nothing to make it work, and again, you've clearly tried already, but you still want to keep trying. One, because if there's a 2% chance it works out, great, you're in love and you're married again, right? But if not, you've demonstrated to the judge that you tried, and that's another evidence of the good faith marriage, which you need for the immigration status.
And I'm going to assume you don't have I'm making an assumption here, but I'm assuming you don't have a lot of family with money that can help you. I think for the sake of you and your child, if you really want to be in America, if this is a thing that, because there is a question here, and it's what do you want, right? And if at the end of the day you came here because you thought you had a relationship with this man that was going to be a provider and he turned out to be a liar, if you want to go back to a culture that you're more comfortable with or where there's family, think that through, right? But if you do want to stay and you do want to fight, money is going to matter here. And if you can find a way to work, if there's anything you can find to do in the short term to where you're not surviving on peanut butter and jelly from this $100 a week that he's giving you, the more ammo you have, the more options you have. And so think through, like, is there anything that I could be doing work-wise? But this is a tough situation, Maid Marian. You have all of our, like, support, sympathy. All the people that are in the comment section and watching at home are just going to feel for you. And this guy's a piece of shit. I think that we're unanimous on that.
I agree.
Well, I feel especially for the 9-year-old young man who's, I mean, it's catastrophic to be plucked out of one place and put to another. And I think that might be something, but I do think the age gap is going to be an uphill battle to say, I came here for this loving, happy, he's 67. It's got, and it's like,
There's
we
factors.
made it 2 months.
There's a lot of
we
factors.
made it 2 months, and then
He's 67, but he's going through a lot of women. Like
we don't know. You don't know. I can't. I got to see the proof. I got to see everything out.
It's
But
a
I
Jeep
He
Cherokee.
has, like, I
I would try.
found
I would
one-
also try to look for proof on that as well to make sure you had ironclad proof to go. He brought me here and then cheated on me, because I don't know if the text chain's gonna sell it all. But I don't know.
It's
I'm
a
not a
tough
lawyer.
one.
I'm a comic. So what do I know?
Maid Marian, we're going to get you the help you need. Thank you for being on the show.
Okay, thank you.
If you have a crazy legal story and you want to talk to some lawyers anonymously, for free, call us.
Wait, we're not getting paid?
Nothing at all. I don't know how we're going to pay for it, to be honest.